Well, hey, good morning and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. Trust that you are doing great. It is Monday. Monday, the what's this? It's still December 30th. Only a few more days left of this year, and only a few more days until President-elect Trump becomes President Trump again. Number 45 and number 47. And for a lot of us, it seemed like it was fait accompli. It was of course it was going to happen. Not just because the past 4 years have been such a dumpster fire, not just that, but it's to pour unleaded gasoline and kerosene and napalm on their 4 years of whatever that was. Kamala Harris was their candidate, and they were burning through $1 billion by giving a bunch of it to uh, Oprah Winfrey and Al Sharpton and Beyonce. Who were they talking to? Who indeed were they talking to? Who were they trying to convince? Well, the people they were trying to convince, they weren't talking to them. In any case, um, this is an interesting thing because there was a magazine interaction with a college professor that exposed the bubble that the liberal America encased itself in with the 2024 election, which is why they're freaking out now, because they never in a million years could have thought that they didn't think Kamala Harris was going to lose, which is why they're running around going, oh my God, it must have been stolen. It must have been stolen because, it must have been Russian interference. They're running around doing that now because they never believed it. There was this college professor, and I'll get her name in a second. Her name is she's from John Hopkins. Her name is Leah Wright Rigor. She discussed how a magazine contacted her to submit an article about the 2024 election. However, there was a problem. It was about Kamala Harris. It wasn't about Kamala Harris winning. And she was upfront with them, telling the publication that she felt that the race slightly favored Mr. Trump, which left them all, what? She told them, listen, if Trump wins, she's not likely to be expected to submit anything. Because this isn't some neoconservative and populist. This person said that this could happen. And I guess she was just sort of telling these people, you're living in a bubble. Y'all don't see what's really happening. And the editor wrote back to her and said, and was like, okay, that's an interesting take. What? Interesting take? It was a real take. The magazine wasn't even contemplating a Trump win. They had encased themselves in that bubble. They weren't even thinking that Trump could possibly win. And those of us out here are thinking, there's no way, if everything's good, he could possibly lose. So not only did Trump win the Electoral College, but he also bested Harris in the popular vote, which irritated them to no end because they wanted to have the argument about, we need to get rid of the Electoral College. But we know when he gets more popular votes, what? It's hard to fight that, really is. Unless you just say it's rigged. Remember that? Anyway. That's why there's a little rabble, or at least muffled cycle, about the abolition of the Electoral College. Because either way, Trump would have beaten the Democrat. Now, the popular vote also surprised Rigor, too, the professor. She was also surprised. But she had an idea that this might happen. And this is the problem. This is the problem with the media. This is the problem with the media. I don't just mean CNN or MSNBC and CBS, ABC, and NBC. Not just them. This is the magazines, the Atlantic, all of these newspapers, New York Times, Washington Post. They were sure. They were sure like the first time. You remember your boy George Clooney saying, we don't have to worry about President Trump because there'll be no President Trump, right? People telling Trump, why don't you just quit because there's no way you can win, right? I remember hearing in 2016 that it would be the worst defeat of a Republican in the history of Republicans and would probably destroy the Republican Party. Remember that? Or if he gets elected, it'll start World War III. All this stuff, a lot of the stuff we're hearing right now, right? Same stuff, regurgitated. Anyway, so Trump also won every swing state, every state that was in flux. Trump won every single one of them. And when it and of course they say that he smashed the blue wall. I don't know if that's true, but he won. He's turned the GOP into a multiracial working class party. Because the idea is not that it is all tied together some by finances and ideology. No, it's just for people who go to work every day. People who struggled the past 4 years in ways they hadn't struggled the 4 years previous. It's actually very, very simple. Now, can Trump do anything about the suffering that people had? I don't know. It's very complicated. It's not like you get in office and you say, I want grocery prices cheaper, and then it happens. Of course not. It doesn't happen that way. And of course, when it doesn't happen in February, the left will be out. You see, and you'll see a bunch of these bumper stickers. Don't blame me. I voted for Harris. Right? That somehow we were dumb and got fooled. No, we're smart because we have people like me out there and a lot of folks like me out there saying, hey, listen, this is going to take a while. I mean, when people screw it up a lot, it takes a lot to unravel it. When people screw it up on purpose, it's going to take a little bit to unravel it, right? The idea is to stop the bleeding first. And this is what I believe will happen. Anyway, one that will be very hard to beat if the GOP can hold on to the voter groups. Yes, if somehow in the midterm elections, the regular GOP doesn't screw the pooch, which they have a tendency to do, it could be quite a force. Trumpism could be a real thing. Can be a real thing and hard to beat if they don't screw the pooch in the midterms. I know we don't want to talk about the midterms. Golly, we just got through 8 years of this. Can we just chill for a while? The answer is no. No, we can't just chill for a while. The answer is that we need to get into our local communities and make things happen. That's what we have to do. All right. Anyway, we got to get out of here and make room for somebody else. Thank you ever so much. I hope you like my new, my new set. This is does this chair look comfortable? It is. Anyway, we got to get out of here and make room for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye bye now.